Good morning, everybody. I'm Cassie Bartholomew. In case you guys haven't seen me in person, I am. Sorry, I have the iPad right here. Good morning, everybody. Making sure everything was working right, how it should for you guys. I'm working from home. You can see my mess. So I'm doing this webinar because last month during incentives, a lot of questions came up. I know there's always a lot of questions with incentives, and I figured let's get ahead of these questions, make everybody more knowledgeable on the process. I've met with 2 teams in person on the west side this week. And so if you're part of those 2 teams, then a lot of this is going to sound familiar. There's also a chat feature in this webinar, you guys. I have it up. If you have any questions about what I'm showing you, I made a PowerPoint because I can talk and I can go into a lot of detail. So I wanted to make sure I stayed on point. So use the chat feature. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need any clarifications. And let's get this going. I'm also going to ask, I can't see who's here. So if you can send me like a little email, let me know that you were here. I'd really appreciate it, just so I know what teams have gotten this information and what teams haven't. And maybe I can tailor it more. I want to be a tool for you guys. I want to be helpful. So incentives is not something that needs to be secretive. Okay, so there's Oakley. I'm gonna share my screen so I can stick to this PowerPoint. You don't need to see my top bun and my Western Washington University sweatshirt. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, putting a face to the name, I'm Cassie. I live in Enumclaw, Washington now. I am from Kent, Washington. I went to Kent Ridge. Literally, it's right up the hill from the Kent office. My birthday was yesterday, so that's exciting. I'm gonna have 2. I have 2 under 2 right now, Oakley and Zoe, but Oakley will be 2 as of the 20th this month. What I don't do when I'm a mom or busy being a mom, being a wife, looking at numbers for you guys is I like to hunt with my husband. So I guess that's kind of being a wife. He's an avid duck hunter, and I love to do photography. I did not take this picture. This was Kaylee Wallen out here in Enumclaw, but a girlfriend and I, we started Muddy Paws Photography. We're very amateur, really just want to learn the craft a little bit more. We've taken some classes. We have cameras. We have kids. We take lots of pictures. I took a communications class last winter quarter. The professor talked about finding your joy, and photography is my joy. I love it. I really enjoy candid ones and doing the nature. We have lots of hikes planned to go find waterfalls this summer. So I have said this over and over and over again to the team, to anyone I meet, whenever people send issues my way about incentives, I'm here to pay the feet on the streets. That is my job. I understand that. I worked for Nordstrom, and so I really believe in the upside down pyramid, customers, sales reps, and I'm the admin somewhere down at the bottom or lower, I wouldn't say I'm the bottom. Without you selling those bottles, I don't have a job. And so I want to pay you. I never want to keep money from you. I never want to take money away from you. However, I do have policies that I have to follow. And if I don't have the right backup to pay you, I can't pay you. And I'd always rather short pay you. So say you had that feature or you had that display and there was just an issue getting it to me. I can't pay you until your DM verifies it. And if I need to submit to payroll, I'm not going to pay you it this month. But if after I submit to payroll and you come back and you're like, and your DM says, no, no, I did. They did have it. They do deserve that money. I'll add it to your next paycheck. I have no problem with that. I just need to be able, when we send that bill to our suppliers and we say, we need X number of dollars. This is who we paid. This is the accounts where they earn that money. I got to have the backup. I'd always rather underpay you than overpay you, because I never want to come after your money. You all are working so hard out there, and you deserve every dollar that you've earned. I just have to have support for it. So I know it's frustrating sometimes, but that's my job. My job description is I got to make sure I'm paying you all the right way and accurately, because I never want to take money back from you. So I did send out a Google form. I had about 21 submissions. So there's about 21 viewers here. So I have a feeling it's probably the same 21 people. Some of the questions were monthly updates on incentives. I do send out incentive updates. So from the portfolio directors, incentives are due to me by the 20th of the month. And then I have to add all those to the masters. And depending on the number of incentives I'm adding, the masters, they're going to be sent out probably 23rd, 24th-ish. Now, printer-friendly version was requested of the master. This last time, because I had seen that question, I did create a PDF. I didn't filter it. I didn't really modify it too much. I know that iPad is a sore spot when it comes to this master. So I don't know how to format for that. I didn't know how to format for that, I should say. As of Monday afternoon, I'm set up with an iPad so that when these issues do come up, I have something to test that on. That's why I was testing to make sure this YouTube channel was streaming correctly on the iPad, because that's the purpose of me having that, is to make sure that whatever I'm doing on my end is going to work for you. Now, they did ask for access to weekly incentive updates. I'm going to touch on that a little bit later, and recaps are going to be our next slide, because this is, you all hate recaps. I get it. But that's also most of the time where the big dollars are at. So on the master, there's a column that says recaps required. It says recap or no recap. I'd say about 90% of the time that's accurate. Now, suppliers and portfolio directors do fill out the incentive form, and sometimes the suppliers are working with so many different distributors that they don't fill out our form correctly. A good rule of thumb is, if I can't see the data in Diver, recap it to me. So features, menu placements, displays, events that need to be events like the Jack Academy has the most impactful Jack event for Brown-Forman, and they want pictures submitted. Take a picture. If it's not in Diver, take a picture. Off-premise has the CPG app. On-premise, still trying to come up with an easier way for you to capture those. One of the DMs this week suggested just take a picture where you're at and save it somewhere. I am thinking I might come up with a sort of solution to that, and I will ask a DM if their team would be willing to try it out for me. And one of the other questions was, where do you get the recap form? I send the recap form out to DMs each month after I've completed the masters, because sometimes late incentives are added. And so at the same time I'm sending out the masters, I send out an updated recap form that has the any of the incentives recapped that need to be recapped and ending and need to be paid. If that makes sense. I see that we've had quite a few people join. Welcome to the incentives webinar. If you are just now joining, a couple housekeeping things that I've said. The dogs are eating Oakley's crackers. Send me an email. Let me know you're here, because I can't see exactly who's here, and I want to make sure that certain teams are getting certain information, and how I can tailor the next webinar if we have one. And there's a chat feature in this because it's YouTube Live, but it's through Google Air. So if you have any questions coming up during this incentive webinar, use the chat feature and let me know. Okay. Issues. Yes, there are issues. This is a human-driven process, everybody. I pull the data from Diver at the beginning of the month. I dump it all so that when there's reroutes mid-month, the data is accurate. I always want you to submit your issues. I'm human. I'm not perfect. The system's not perfect. I do want you to submit your issues if you think that you deserve the dollars. I will investigate. I investigate every single incentive issue that comes through. If a supplier says something in a meeting and it's not on the master, I can't pay it out. I don't have proof that they said it. So as soon as they say something like, there was one DM who, she's just on top of it. A supplier said, like, first account to get 4 cases in for a certain brand gets $200. I don't know that. They said it in a meeting. So best case scenario, email that portfolio director as soon as that happens and CC me on it. And another issue that's come up, if you sell into an account and it goes under another sales rep, email that portfolio director and let them know as soon as possible. Don't let someone else get your dollars. You deserve it. So that was a new one I just found out about this month that happened. So you sell those bottles, you get those dollars. Change is coming. If you've noticed, I've been trying to get a lot of facts. I sent out the Google sheet looking for questions, trying to find out where issues are. So I'm here to listen. And from that, I've got a lot of people sending me the estates group tracker. Something I pointed out earlier this week is Evan versus the estate team ratio is way smaller with me versus full book. I also have to take in all the overlay incentives and pay them out. So I am the incentive department. I was introduced this week as in charge of the incentive department. I am the incentive department. I love it. I love numbers. I love making sure you guys are getting money. I love seeing how you guys target them. So don't ever think that I'm not here enjoying what I'm doing. I went to Western. I have a business administration degree with a minor in economics. So if that doesn't tell you how much I like numbers, I don't know what does. Like I mentioned earlier, I got an iPad set up just like the sales reps. I have the same case that you guys type with, that Bluetooth keyboard, so that I can test it out before I send it out to you, because I used to ask, hey, can you send me a screenshot of this? Can you send me a screenshot of that? And I mean, once you gave me the screenshot, there wasn't much more I could do from it. So now I can actually play with it, fiddle with it. I actually made this PowerPoint on the iPad last night to see what the functionalities of Office were like. And yes, I was so afraid that we'd go too long and I'd take up too much of your Friday morning. And I know Fridays are killer, so that's why I wanted to be so quick. Any more questions? Use the chat feature. There's not really a talk back feature of this. Send me an email. Send me a text message if you've texted me or called me before. Definitely know what that is over there. Oh, you guys have already sent me emails letting me know you're here. Awesome. Is there, I mean, let me just go through. Oh, there aren't any questions in here, guys, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I see that our views are going up and down. People are just checking it out. Probably got on a little late. I believe that I can share this as a recording, which would be nice. But I saw that you subscribed, Cassie. So yeah, I hope that I cleared up some questions. I hope I didn't make any more questions. But I'm really excited for how things are gonna go. I have been busting my daughter's trying to get into the toy box. I've been busting my butt trying to get January incentives done so that I can start working on a live tracker. My hope is to have a test one out sometime this month. But like I said, I got to make sure it works well on the iPad. I'm not going to be making a lot of changes to the master until the end of the month when the March incentives are due. And right now is the time to give me your feedback, give me your ideas on how it would work for your team. I'm not out in the field. I don't sell bottles. I've never sold bottles. So let me know. Yeah. All right, I'm going to sign off. I see everyone else signing off. Got tired of listening to my rambling. You all have been awesome. I've got my inbox My inbox has become full, so I'm going to go through that. Thank you, everyone. Again, send me emails with any questions. I'm working on making this a better process for you. I'm here to serve you, to make your days easier, to make sure you get your money. I never don't want to pay you. Okay. Thanks, everyone.